Hey everybody! Our annual Crawdad Catch and Boil is coming up this weekend, so it's time to make the sausage. Last year I made a great red pepper and garlic sausage, and you can check that video out on the channel, but I like to mix things up, so this year I'm making this Portuguese linguiça. It's a super flavorful smoked sausage that's great on its own or in all kinds of soups and stews, and it's particularly good with seafood, so it's gonna be perfect for our boil. Now let's get started. Let's take a look at the spice blend for this sausage, and this one has got to be big and bold in flavor. This sausage is going to help to season the broth and all the other ingredients that go into the crawfish boil, and I want to make sure that it has enough flavor that it still tastes great after boiling away for a little bit. So we're going to go big on the spices, and we're going to start right here with 120 grams or 7 tablespoons of plain salt. I've got 30 grams or 4 tablespoons of sweet paprika, or you could use hot paprika or even smoked paprika. I've got 10 grams or 1/4 cup of dried oregano. It's not ground oregano. I've got 10 grams or 2 tablespoons of fresh ground black pepper. For a little bit of bite, I've got 5 grams or 1 tablespoon of cayenne pepper. And I've got 45 grams, which is about 15 cloves of fresh garlic. And over here, I've got 120 grams or about 1.5 cups of non-fat powdered milk. And that's just a nice natural way to get a little protein boost into that sausage that's gonna help to kind of bind everything together really nicely. Now here I've got 11 grams, or roughly 2 teaspoons of pink cure number 1, which is going to work as a preservative, help to kill any harmful bacteria that might be in the sausage, and give it a really beautiful red color and a nice texture as well. And for my liquid today, I'll be using 250 milliliters, roughly 1 cup of red wine, and just use your favorite. So let's just mix all these spices together really well. I'll get them all together and shake this down real good. I will leave the cure and the garlic out for now. So I'm gonna throw the garlic and the wine and the cure into the little Japanese assassin here. Just gotta break that garlic down and make it really nice and easy to mix into the sausage. That looks good. Now I wanna keep this icy cold, so I'm gonna pop this into the refrigerator while I get everything ready. This is gonna be an all pork sausage today, and I got 2 big butts here. They're partially frozen, and I'm gonna get these cubed up and ready for the grinder. I'm all set up to grind. My grinder parts have been in the freezer for about an hour, so they're nice and cold. The meat is still partially frozen, and I want this to be a pretty coarse ground sausage today, so 1 pass through the 1/4-inch plate should do the trick. I'm gonna add my seasoning in here and there as I go. When I'm doing these smoked sausages, I never mix the seasonings in with the meat before grinding because I prefer not to run any salt through my grinder because it's corrosive, and I'm going to have to mix the heck out of this regardless, so it just doesn't make any difference. Fresh sausage is a different story, and I often go ahead and mix the spices in before I grind the meat. I'll get the wine, the garlic, and cure mix in there, and then just mix away. Mix, mix, mix. You really want to mix the heck out of this. You'll feel the texture changing. It's getting stickier and stickier as you go. You're gonna want to mix this for at least 10 minutes, maybe even longer, to get really good protein extraction, which is what's gonna bind your sausage together, keep it from being crumbly, give it a really nice texture. And now, as I do with all sausages, I'll fry up a little silver dollar sized test patty to check for seasoning. Check out that bite. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Just like I wanted. Tons and tons of flavor. That's definitely going to hold up to that boil. Oh, and that is going to taste absolutely awesome with some seafood. I'm using natural hog casings again, and these come packed in salt, so they need to be rinsed and soaked in cold, fresh water overnight. So I'll just get what I need out of here, and the rest I can pack away, and they're good for a really, really long time in the salt. Now, this goes out into the refrigerator overnight to let that cure work its magic, and we'll be back here bright and early in the morning to stuff some sausage. Bright and early, Sausage Sunday, and the sausage party is rolling on. I've got my sausage mix, my rehydrated casings, vertical stuffer, and of course corn pop is standing by to take care of any bubbles that form while I'm stuffing these. So, let's lock and load and crank it out and get these ready for the smoker. I'll give you a little peek behind the curtain. The first batch of casings that I tried turned out to be completely bogus, and every one of them split. So that did set me back a couple hours. I got a new bag of casings, and I did a quick soak on them instead of overnight. That's a couple hours in a little warmer water, and these so far are working out much, much better.
Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Now these guys need to hang out for a little bit to get those casings dried out, because a good dry casing soaks up the smoke. So they're still very wet, and I'm gonna hang them out here at room temperature with a fan on them for about an hour, and then we'll move them out to the smoker and continue to dry those for a little while before hitting them with the smoke. And now for the next phase, I've moved these out into the smoker. We're just going to continue to dry the casings at a really, really low temperature. I've been over this in all of my sausage making videos, so I'm not going to spend a ton of time on it here, but if you want to know more about it, go ahead and check out some of those other videos. But what we're trying to do here is just continue to dry those casings out, get them really, really dry, and then I'll come back and bump up the temperature a little bit, add some water down into the water pan down there, and that'll create sort of a moist smoke that those dry casings are just gonna soak right up. Now, a few of you did ask how I'm able to keep my smoker temperature down this low for this part, and the answer is that I just keep the door cracked a little bit. Put that over there, keep that cracked a little bit, and now that lets me keep this smoker down in those low hundreds like I want right now. Now these casings are good and dry, ready to soak up some smoke. So I'm going to bump the temperature up to 150, 155, get some water down in the water pan, get the smoke chips going, and I am using hickory today. And this sausage, I'm not going to dry out a whole bunch like I would a snack stick or something. I want them to stay nice and fat and juicy. So in reality, I could bump this all the way up to 180 and kind of quick smoke these. But I want to get a little more smoky flavor, so I'm going to keep them at around 155 for around an hour with some pretty heavy smoke, just to give them a little extra smokiness. All right, we've got some beautiful color going on here from the smoke and the cure, and now it's time to finish these off. So I'm going to bump the temperature up to 180 degrees and cook these to an internal temperature of 155 degrees Fahrenheit. After 2.5 hours, most of these have hit the target temp of 155, so it's time to get these out of here and go straight into an ice bath to stop the cooking. It's been a long day of sausage making, and now it's finally time to see how we did. So let's cut into here and take a look at the grain. Oh yeah, that looks just about perfect to me, and it smells incredible. Of course, what really matters is the taste. Check out that bite. Ooh. That is a great snap on that casing. Oh, this has got big flavor. It's nice and smoky. It's got tons of pepper and garlic flavor, but it's still completely mild. But what really makes this pop is the oregano. It's just got a great flavor that distinguishes Linguiça from other similarly seasoned sausages. Oh yeah. This would be incredible on a pizza, and it's going to be fantastic in our crawdad boil. So now I just have to get out and catch those guys, and the party is on. So, if you like a good seafood boil or just a great sausage, try this one out, and I know you're going to love it. Thanks for watching.